Good evening, and welcome to Important News Now, the only news network brave enough to cover stories that don't matter in a world that definitely doesn't make sense. Our top story tonight: Jake Paul has officially announced his first fight of 2026, and it's already sparking an outrage. The opponent? Not a seasoned boxer, not a UFC veteran, but a 9-year-old influencer who goes by the name The Rizzler. Paul, who has built his boxing career carefully, selecting opponents he knows he can absolutely crush, insists that this will be his toughest challenge yet. Tough, apparently, because the Rizzler has been undefeated in Roblox slap battles since 2023. The prepubescent star, best known for his viral Riz face, reportedly weighs in at 122 pounds, the only statistic anywhere close to Paul's. Fight promoters are calling it historic, noting that it's the first time in sports history that a licensed professional will enter the ring against someone who still has a bedtime. Critics, however, say that this is proof that Jake Paul's career has hit rock bottom. One boxing analyst told reporters, quote, "If he fights any lower down the ladder, his next opponent will be a fetus with a TikTok following." And I'm not going to bring up TikTok ever again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
When asked if fighting a child was ethical, Paul responded with, "He's been talking mad trash in Minecraft lobbies. Now he's going to have to back it up." Although the Rizzler's team has not yet released comment, sources do confirm that his mother is requiring him to finish all of his math homework before he can start training camp. Experts now believe that ticket sales could rival the Mayweather-McGregor fight, largely because fans just want to know if the kid gets to wear headgear, or if Jake Paul really plans on punching a fourth grader in the face on pay-per-view. Now sit, stay, roll over, and stay tuned. This next story is just too big to miss, right after the break.
Rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate.
I'm here to tell you what sucks.
Rotate, 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 rotate.
Watch it or don't. I don't give a
Rotate, 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 rotate. Rotate, 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 rotate.
Tragedy struck earlier this week in Springfield, Missouri, when Clifford the Big Red Dog was killed after wandering onto Interstate 44. The massive canine, beloved by generations of children, was struck by multiple vehicles in what authorities are calling the largest single dog traffic accident in recorded history. Witnesses say that Clifford appeared disoriented and frail, with one truck driver initially mistaking him for a Target semi-truck tipping over before recognizing the floppy red ears. The pileup involved 13 cars and one school bus full of horrified kindergartners, many of whom had to confront the emotional trauma of watching their childhood hero limp across 6 lanes of traffic before being flattened. Authorities confirmed that Clifford had been living in seclusion after years of chronic joint pain, emotional fatigue, and the heavy burden of being a 35-foot dog in a digital world that had moved on past oversized monochromatic pets. Sources close to the family revealed Clifford struggled with depression, spending much of his final years sleeping in vacant football fields and stealing livestock from nearby farms when no one was looking. His former owner, Emily Elizabeth, now in her 50s, released a statement saying, quote, "He gave so much to children everywhere, but in the end, the world just got too small for him." Fans already have begun leaving tributes at the site of the crash, including red flowers, giant dog bones, and one oversized squeaky toy shaped like a semi-truck, the thing that Clifford couldn't defeat. A memorial mural is already in the works, with early sketches depicting Clifford finally at peace, sleeping atop a highway overpass, and more importantly, finally out of traffic. Up next, while most of us remember high school for good reasons, today's story shows that sometimes those memories can come with a price tag. More after this.
always pick a winner.
And finally tonight, a Wyoming teen has filed a civil lawsuit against his own parents, accusing them of permanently ruining his high school years by being, quote, too cheap for their own good. 18-year-old Dylan Peterson says that he was socially destroyed by years of budget knockoffs, earning him the cruel nickname Dollar Store Dylan. Peterson's 36-page complaint includes a list of humiliating substitutions, such as Yo-Man Slip-Ons, a $7 alternative to Hey Dudes that came with a bottle opener in the sole, a tracksuit from Abibas, featuring 4 stripes instead of 3, a smartphone called an iPhoney, which ran on what experts described as maybe Android, maybe malware, and a backpack labeled the Nart Face, which Peterson claimed smelled like crayons and disappointment. Peterson told reporters, quote, I thought people were jealous of my swag. Turns out they were just trying not to laugh out loud when I showed off my Air Jordans. His parents, Greg and Linda Peterson, insist that they were just being smart shoppers, adding that Dylan should be grateful he didn't have to wear the original choice, a pair of Croc knockoffs known as Odiles. Legal experts aren't optimistic that the case will succeed, with one attorney noting there's no precedent for suing your parents for a bad drip. But Dylan remains hopeful, saying that he just wants justice and maybe a gift card to a real mall. At press time, Peterson was reportedly seen burning his collection of Tommy Ballfinger shirts while Googling how much Yeezys cost. This has been important news now. Remember, when the world gets dumber, we'll be right here, making it even worse.
Drain the swamp, and that's what we're doing. I didn't know the swamp was this dirty and this deep. I didn't know about the swamp creatures being as bad as they are. They're bad. They're bad. Drain the swamp. We're not finished yet, but we're getting really close.